Hit Season 2.
Seen in televised play so far. So, I mean, I think you're exactly on the money there. And he's just like he's a really just thoughtful, you know, calculated Zerg. And that's part of the reason why he's so good.
I think DeParture is going to have a good plan here. Because as I said,
he's got to have something.
Like, the second these matchups are released, any person who's knowledgeable about StarCraft or has been following the scene for a long time can look at these lists and expect how this was supposed to go. And so everybody also knows that one of these mirror matches has to go MVP's way so that Gumiho has that ace match opportunity. So both Ryung and DeParture have had to practice insanely hard, and this is all about them, actually. This is like about nobody else but Ryung and DeParture. And now that Ryung has already failed, Innovation prepared better, had the better build, better execution, we're going into DeParture's final chance.
Seems like DeParture's earphone cable is not working, so we're going to have to get that fixed. That's what the delay is about. Sit tight. We'll probably get into this game pretty soon here.
Yeah, so a lot of people ask about this. I get this on Twitter like every now and then, and we talk about it a lot, so I don't individually reply to all of you, but I could teach you guys something today about how, I mean, most people know, but some people out there may not, how the headset setup works. The big headset that you see on top of the players' heads, the big white, like, giant headset, is actually not a headset or headphones at all. It's just simply a device that blocks out all sound. Players use in-ear headphones, like iPod headphones, like small earbuds. Yeah. That's the rules, actually. It's not because they're like, oh, the sound quality is better. It's just like they get the headphones that they like, they put them inside of that blocker. They have to use in-ear earbuds because otherwise, you couldn't use this kind of headset and then put a headset blocker over. That just doesn't work. So they use in-ear earbuds and they put the headset on top. So his earbuds are not working, and that's his equipment. So he'll have to either get a replacement from one of his teammates or fix the issue. Maybe he's got like a really complicated internet. I don't even think they have drivers, but it's possible, I guess. It's some driver problem or something. All right, well, breaking this down. Both these players not having the best record in ZVZ. They're not like super dominant in ZVZ. Dark's only played 4 of them. He's 2-2, but that's kind of how ZVZ goes sometimes for even the better players.
And Dark was at a much better spot. I think he was like 10-4 or 10-5, but recently he's been having some trouble here in Pro League.
And DeParture has the better record over Dark. And look at again a 7-0. How did I know? How did we know?
How did we all predict that it was going to be a 7-0 prediction for every game?
One of the most predictable days of Pro League here. We'll see if DeParture can break the trend here. Let's go into game number 4.
Down here on the bottom right, the Zerg player from MVP, it is DeParture.
And down here at the bottom left, in orange for SKT, it is Dark. We've seen several fans act like this. That's not what I was going to say, but yeah. She's confident.
Yeah, she's like trying to hold on there. Anyway, go ahead.
We've seen several ZVZs on this map already. All ending in timing attacks. In fact, I believe Dark was the player who won the most recent ZVZ was on this map. He played last week with a timing attack. The thing about this map is that in TVP, for example, PvP, you can kind of wall off the ramp. You can set up ways to block that bridge. This is actually a really cool thing to do on such a short rushes map like this. In ZVZ hatch blocking, it's real.
It's real annoying. That's what it is for DeParture.
And drones will regen health no matter what passively, even while they're taking damage, so it can kind of stay alive longer than even a probe can. But what I was getting at here is that the rush distance on this map is very short because of the bridge. And in the early game, there's no... Oh my god. Outclassed so hard.
The pull block.
He's like getting the maximum value out of this drone.
He's getting nasty with that drone for sure. We're going to have a double hats before pull, and this is what I was talking about. Except this time, he scouts it all, too. So he's like, no, I know I can do this.
Yeah. So if DeParture finds out about this, he can attack by the bridge There's no way to block it. There's no way to deny that. In the early game, you're not going to like. You can. The Zerlings are weak on the bridge for sure because you can like be blocked, but you will eventually break through. Roach is having a concave on the other side is another story, but before that tech is ready, you can hit really fast attacks. You can go for a few roaches and then like a big speedling fall, which is how Dark won on this map previously, if I'm not mistaken. So this could get punished if DeParture realizes what's happening, responds accordingly. He's already doing the build correctly to punish something like this if it happened. He doesn't know it yet, but he's got the link speed on the way. He's got these double hatcheries up, and he could go for a speedling attack. He could get a baneling nest. He's already sending his overlord the correct direction. He wants to know the most valuable piece of information right now is if that third base has been made or not, and he's about to find out.
Yeah, Overlord's getting closer and closer. Meanwhile, he has gotten his pool up here, Dark has, so he can begin to pump out those queens nearly at the exact same timing here at all three hatches. This Overlord does see the creep, and he will back off, having that information. And how does DeParture want to respond? It looks like he just wants to take his own third base.
There it is. This is how a lot of Zergs will respond because they have link speed. So just because they take the third base doesn't mean that they just kind of let it go. And they will harass their lanes, they'll get more scouting information. They know they're going to have link speed first. There's no way that Dark can have link speed first with this timing. Great micro by both players here. But if he doesn't find something with these next 10 lings, obviously Dark will get ahead. He's adding his own defensive building nest for safety. Here's what I'm talking about. There's that Roach Warren. He knows the rush distance is so fast. 18 lings, he needs to make sure those are hidden. If those get shown, it's so easy for Dark to counter this with Spines and his Baneling Nest.
And I don't even think he saw these lings that were coming down here. I'm sure he's going to be expecting some kind of pressure, which is why he has this early safe Baneling Nest. But the Baneling's only morphing now, and that doesn't guarantee that you're going to hold. You need to get the hits as well.
He's just going to go ahead and attack right away. He's going to go for this queen on the ramp. Some indecision here, and he's taking so much extra damage on these lings before they finally get the middle line. Now starting to work on some of the drones, but this has been a relatively weak, flimsy attack. The third base attack here, going to get a queen, but Dark can send his Banelings back over there. He won't get much more than that. Baneling Nest almost done here for DeParture, which allows him a lot more damage. And don't forget the rush distance, as I said multiple times, is so short here.
Yeah, and don't forget the 11 roaches that are being made and are going to push their way across the map. In fact, DeParture is pulling these lings out of position. He's going to wait for all the roaches to hatch here and then go for the attack.
He couldn't make any Banelings because Dark isolated all of his lings. If he had Banelings with this would be a much stronger situation for DeParture. Going to actually even find these Banelings here. Whoa. Maybe a miss rally or maybe a harassment attempt from Dark. But look at this, he's slowing this down ever so slightly. That's a nice way to try to save this to the Ravager.
The plays, it is, well, is it actually going to go through? No, not quite.
That's crazy. It's a small victory here for DeParture. Look at the supplies, man. Dark is trying to turn him around. 40 army supply to 18.
That was a pretty nice hit as well.
Oh, it's only going to be more nice hits from here. That really slows down the reinforcing power, but he doesn't have enough. He actually has, he needs to get these lings out. He's got 36 on the way, as we do have a little bit of lag here. He has 36 lings on the way.
This just keeps happening. The game has started once again.
All right, we're back in it. 36 lings on the way. He doesn't have spines on the way. He can't afford them. He's just going to try to overwhelm these roaches with lings. The roaches need to make sure they can minimize the surface area.
They could get surrounded here, but there's a Baneling there as well, and it's coming in. Not going to get the hit. This is going to be an incredibly hard hold for Dark.
I don't know if he can do it. I don't think he can, man. This could be the upset that MVP needed. Down goes the queen, and they have full control of the ramp here. Walling off these lings, stopping reinforcements. More and more coming across the map. And I think DeParture, he's done it. He's actually taking the upset here against Dark on New Gettysburg.
Whoa, it's actually happened, and that means we're going to have another ace match.
It looks that way. It's ace match Saturdays now, Valdez. GG! DeParture. He does this, man. He beats Zergs he shouldn't beat because he has smart builds and he catch people off guard, and he wins these ZVZs, he wins these ZVPs against champions. And he shows his full potential in moments like this. This is why he's a great Pro League player. His results don't do him due justice because every time he comes out, he has a build like this, and sometimes he messes up the execution, but when he has nights like tonight, he looks like a god. He had the timing attack prepared. He punished that third base. Good execution. And Dark just didn't realize how hard DeParture was going to commit to that attack.
And you know what? I mean, those kind of 3 hats plays, they're very risky because the set, it's not like, you know, DeParture had a really nice build lined up right. He cut drones, but that was immediately the second he saw the third base. It kind of triggered it. He's like, oh, you think you can get away with that? No, I'm going to make my third base. It'll give me some extra production, but I'm not making any more drones from here. I'm going to save up, going to pull up my larva, make a huge amount of lings, and just push across the map, and then make 11 roaches as the follow-up. And I'm just going to be ahead of you because you're going to over-drone. You're going to try to get that third base up and running. You're not going to expect it. It was totally unscouted. And the rush distance on that map is so short, too, with the bridge. So, I don't know. I don't know about that build from Dark, and his woes continue. I mean, he's taken 1 win in the past 4 games, I think. Yeah. That's very not like Dark.
Well, guys, ace match time. Gumiho, I think, has to absolutely be the choice for MVP. And you know what?
We don't even need to look. We don't even need to show Gumiho's face. Just put him in the booth.
I want to see innovation come out on Frozen Temple. I want a TBT. I want them to. If they send a Protoss out, I'm like, you guys just don't get it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I don't want to see Sue. I don't want to see Dark. I don't want to see Dream. It's got to be innovation versus Gumiho. That's what I'm looking at here. What are you feeling?
I agree with you. I'm actually going to look down.
Yeah, me too. I want to keep this one a secret.
I don't want to know about this.
I'm like, don't tell me, don't show me. Okay.
All the lights going down in the studio as we begin to reveal our players here for the ace match.
Here we go. It's time. It's not quite time. It's almost time.
We're almost there. Second we can get these lights down in the studio. There they go.
The lights are down all the way. The fans know you guys are about to find out the reveal. Who will we see in this ace match?
Who's it going to be? Innovation versus Gumiho. You've called it. It makes the most sense. I like the choice for SKT.
This is the right move. This is correct. And Gumiho was the obvious pick. Doesn't mean he's a weak player. In fact, he's very strong. You have to take that seriously. You have to bring out innovation. He already prepared TBT for a 2-player map. The map we're going into is Frozen Temple. A very similar playstyle you can use on this map.
For sure. Guys, we're going to take a 10-minute break. When we come back, Gumiho versus Innovation, another TBT.